constellation. And little girls from Sweden dream of silver screen quotation. And if you want these kind of dreams, it's Californication. It's the edge of the world in all of Western civilization. The sun may rise in the east, at least it's settled in a final location. It's understood that Hollywood sells Californication. Pay your surgeon very well to break the spell of aging. Celebrity skin, is this your chin or is that war you're waging? Firstborn unicorn, hardcore softcore. Dream of Californication. Dream of Californication. Marry the girl, be my fairy to the world, be my very own constellation. A teenage bride with a baby inside, getting high on information. And buy me a star on a boulevard, it's Californication. Space may be the final frontier, but it's made in a Hollywood basement. In Cobain, can you hear the spheres singing songs off station to station? And Alderon's not far away, it's Californication. Born and raised by those that praise control of population. Everybody's been there and I don't need no vacation. Firstborn unicorn, hardcore softcore. Dream of Californication. Dream of Californication. Dream of Californication. Dream of Californication. Destruction leads to a very rough road, but it also breeds creation. An earthquake's out to a girl's guitar, that's just another good vibration. And tidal waves couldn't save the world from Californication. Hey, I surgeon very well to break the spell of aging. Sicker than the rest, there is no test, but this is what you're craving. Firstborn unicorn, hardcore softcore. Dream of Californication. Dream of Californication. Dream of Californication. Dream of Californication.
Screen and hello everyone. How are we doing? I hope everyone can hear me. Everyone there? Hello, Hobbit. Are you there, Hobbit? Shout out to Hobbit and JMK. You there? Right. Okay. So, why are we here? I'm here today because the gauntlet has been thrown down, Mister Stephen J. James. I accept the call. I am ready to throw down with you in the, shall we say, arena of well, is the Earth a globe, or is it flat, or is it geocentric? Are we is it hollow? I'm ready. So I'm reporting to James because over the last 2 weeks or so, uh, it's got quite interesting. Back and forth between me and James. He's now today put out a video, a rant, um, basically saying either he gives up or he's trying to, I don't know, claim some moral high ground, and I wanted to go over it. So I'm here today to rebuttal on what has been said. And so let me just direct that for you. Get it up, share screen. That one with audio. There we go. Right. Put the sound right up. All right, everyone can hear me. Can you say so in the chat? We'll need a bigger screen as well, actually, I think. Let's go there, and there, there. Let's go there. Let's go with this one. Right. Okay. So, let's begin, shall we? Actually, it's closer to 2 weeks, and I'll show you in a bit. It's actually been like 2 weeks of this. It's not been a week. Okay, so the first point Stephen makes is there's a group of people on the internet who he cares about deeply, believe something that he doesn't believe, and therefore he believes that they are wrong and acting like black people, or some kind of lower status human. I'm guessing. Sounds like it. Because well, he'll go on later to say that I'm a white achievement. Um, so okay, so that's the first kind of point is we're basically dumb, right? Anyone who believes that the Earth couldn't be a spinning mud ball with water or stuck to the sides, flying 67,000 miles per hour through space while orbiting the sun, and the sun moving at 497,000 miles per hour through the galaxy can't possibly be, you know, it can't possibly be wrong that is the model that we're living in. And anyone who thinks that the Earth might be stationary, plane with a firmament, as described in many biblical and ancient religious texts as well, they must be wrong, and they must be saved from this belief. Right. Okay. So here's the second point. These people who believe that the Earth may be flat with a firmament and not a spinny mud ball in space, um, are incapable of abstract thinking. Right. Just incapable. We cannot think outside the box. For, even though we'll get onto it, but keep that in mind. He thinks that we can't be abstract thinkers. And we've got all the okay, so he's conflating the idea that, because we are staunch in our belief or our knowledge on maybe this subject, that we are unmovable in being told, oh, you should come back to the spinny globe ball belief, right? Okay. And we have it all, we know all the answers. Well, speaking personally, I don't know all the answers. And we may get into that later. But no, I think that's the first straw man is he's made. That we all believe that we know everything. Well, most of us don't, and most of us will admit that we don't know everything, and that's the point. Like, but do you know who does believe and seems to know everything? The guys who believe in spinny mud balls. They seem to know and everything, right? Always got an answers. I see, but the thing is, I don't understand how this applies to the flat Earth model or thinking the flat Earth model. Are you trying to say that uh, because we see the world as a stationary plane, with no curvature, that we're incapable of thinking like relativity terms here, or what is it? Have you got? Is that it? Is that what it's about? Like thinking in relative terms, like you do with general and special relativity? Is that what we're on about here? You assume that we can't understand special or general relativity because that's not true. I mean, that's one of the reasons why your model supposedly works is because of those two things. Whereas we see that as being, well, bullshit, quite frankly. Quite frankly, stupid. It flies in the face of all natural laws on Earth, right? That's the whole point. So when you say we can't think abstractly, well, we can, and we see what relativity is. I'm thinking that maybe the abstractness is you think too abstractly. I think that you believe maths makes reality rather than observation and experimentation making reality. Maybe again, we'll get onto that later. But you seem to think that all these equations and all these theoretical equations you've done with your quantum theory and string theories and number crunching about how vast the universe is, that's maths. That's not reality. That isn't observable, testable, verifiable. That's not real science, just doing mathematics on its own, right? It's a tool. It's not reality. So have you lost the plot and think too abstractly then? And now you're just projecting onto us? Are you saying that we're thinking we can't think like you? Is that it? I don't really understand the abstractness. You'll have to maybe clarify that But we can. Like, I don't know if anyone's in the chat, like, no sound. Hello? Hello, hello? Hello? Can you hear me? Yeah, there's sound. I've got sound. Shut up, Ian A. There's sound here. Right, okay, let's continue then. Fuck's sake. Being trolled by Ian A. Right, okay. Why? Why are you so worried about what other people think? Why is it that you're so worried about what some people online think or wherever? I understand that, you are a white nationalist, you believe, in I'm not actually sure truly fully what you believe, but you identify yourself as a white nationalist. And you believe something, you know, and you need to save us from, or you care about us for what? Why is this a problem? Again, why is this a problem, Stephen? Right. Okay. Right. Yep. Correct. Yep. Okay. Okay. So the problem here is you think that because we are ethno nationalists, that we're going to go out into the world and we're going to say, look, yeah, there's a problem with immigration. There's a problem, with our multicultural societies not working. Um, and we're also going to throw in there that, actually, hey, have you heard about the flat Earth, right? And you know, I could see what he's saying. He's worried that the shame of supposedly being a flat earther, like it's like I don't know, it's a bad thing. Like I don't know whether Stephen's like aware, but this isn't a niche thing. Like there's quite a few people like that actually have now looked into this. Like this isn't a fringe thing like it was back in what 2015 when it started picking up steam again. Um, this is this is quite common. You'll have people who question this now because of the years and years and years of just bullshit from the authoritative sources such as NASA, SpaceX, the as we'll get onto the the main topic of this kind of rant that seems to have come out, from Stephen as the things they're showing us. Like, so I don't understand this like apprehension that the two are going to get mixed together. Like, okay, like you think that that's gonna like, I mean, dull what's being said here? Nah, I don't see the problem. Like, if that actually happens, if someone laughs you out the room, okay, then they weren't really there to listen, were they? Like, were they? Like, that's just so. Yeah, like he want. I'm guessing he's equating. You can't go out there and say that all mass immigration is a problem. Multicultural is not working, and you can't say like they're lying to us. The government's been lying to us about X, Y, Z, all these different things because we come off as a conspiracy theorist. We can't do that. We can't be called conspiracy theorists because then that makes the problems with mass immigration and multiculturalism seem dumb. right? And those two things are the main problems in the world. And to some point, I'd agree that they are big problems. But then again, there's everything else that Stephen hasn't even taken or even considered, right? He hasn't engaged, as he kept saying, with the actual immaterial, or even with other things. He's completely, as he likes to call, straight edge. He'll believe anything an authoritative source tells him, like. And so, yeah, I can. If you got that mindset, then yeah, that I can see why you're saying that, Stephen. But I don't think that's the case. I really don't. I really don't think there's a problem. Like, what? So you're gonna someone who's you're gonna mention problems with immigration, and you're gonna get called one of two things: a racist or a Nazi, right? Oh, okay. But then you mentioned that oh well, you're afraid of being called a stupid Nazi, a stupid racist Nazi, right? Okay. Is that is that your life? Are you so once you've been called a Nazi, I mean, at that point, you're like you've lost them already, right? So what's the point? What's wrong with Oh no, yeah, they add stupid to it. Oh, on my honor, you know. Oh my honor, I've been called stupid now as well. Oh God, how will I ever recover? You know, it seems like a non sequitur at that point. Once you've already been labelled by someone who doesn't clearly want to listen to any of the problems within society, right? At that point. But let's continue. There, see. So it's more important. What he's saying here, it's more important not to be a laughing stock than it is to get called a Nazi. Right? I mean, to me, they're both the same thing. Like, as soon as someone calls you a Nazi, then what's the point? You've kind of lost like their engagement, right? Or the purpose, right? You've lost them. So why do you care if they think you're a dumbass as well? If they don't want to listen to the truth, it's I can't help you. Just as I can't help Stephen, it seems. 2 weeks. We're unsavable, guys. That's right. The 37 are unsavable. That's right. Even though it's just basically me and a few other people, everybody's unsavable. You gotta leave them behind. Create this moral kind of high ground for himself. To, oh, we have to leave everybody. Who can't be saved. These people who make us look stupid, even though I can't argue against any of their points. And over the past 2 weeks, he hasn't mentioned how he's engaged with people and lost every single debate he's had with me. No, he has to say that, oh, these people can't be saved now because I can't get through to them, rather than admitting that he can't actually prove that the Earth is a spinning mud ball flying through space. He has to just take the moral high ground. That's, is this his favorite fucking word? Abstract thinking. That you know what? Actually, rewind the video, and every time he says abstract thinking, take a shot. I bet you'll be fucking on your fucking arse by the end of this. Here we go, lads. Here we are. Here is the offending um, article or item, shall we say, that's triggered him to actually go out there and have this little rant on the internet. Right? It says by Ted Theodore Logan on Twitter. It says many mistakes. Why are we still giving them billions of dollars? And it is a TikTok video, and it is going to It's basically, I'll show you it. Let me see if I can just end this for a second. Stop screen and present. Share a new one. I'll share the offending video. Okay, so we'll
Nice
put
wet
that on.
toothbrush. Grab some toothpaste.
Oh, they forgot to fast forward the background
Suck the water off it, 'cause where
CGI.
else would it go?
Okay, so this is a guy
Nice
on
wet
Twitter.
toothbrush. Grab some toothpaste. We just use standard toothpaste in space. Squeeze a little on,
Posted
not
this
too much,
video.
because you're going to have to clean it up
Right.
later.
He circled
so
the
there's my
object in the
toothpaste
background.
on my toothbrush. Right. It's wet. It's ready to go. It's loaded. Brush my teeth just like normal.
Right, okay.
Get them all. Especially the ones in the back.
That's it. Yeah. Fast forwarding. Oh, oops. Oops.
You should brush your teeth for about as long as you can sing happy birthday. That should be long enough. Okay, so now what am I going to do? I've got a mouthful of toothpaste stuff. I got a dirty toothbrush.
So there, yeah, that's basically the offending video. He's right. Okay, so wait. Share screen again. Present. Go with online and share. Right. Okay, we're back. Right. Okay, so this is the offending video. I've just shown it to you. He won't show you this in his video. I wonder why. But yeah. Okay, so the astronaut is brushing his teeth, and he sped up to, I don't know, 2 times, 3 times speed, maybe. But the item in the background that's circled, this plastic floaty bag, is going at normal speed all throughout the fast forwarding, right? So what does that tell you, right? So the guy's fast forwarding is brushing of his teeth, but the item in the background is moving at normal speed, right? What is it? Well, that implies that the background is not in sync with the person brushing their teeth. But if a person's brushing their teeth, right, it's on a different, plane, right, of a, photography, right? It's the background might be normal. The guy might be, not really there. He could be the CGI, right? Or the background could be CGI. But those two things don't make any sense. But Stephen will obviously, I think he'll go into it. Let's see.
Okay then, Brainiac Science TM guy.
Yes.
Explain to me then why in this footage I found of the International Space Station there's a glitch in the Matrix. Gotcha. And you realise that?
Yes.
I've just put these people through for an entire week.
Okay, are you going to address the video footage, Stephen, or are you just going to leave it? Like, come on. Address what we've just seen. Explain to us why the item in the background is moving slower than the person in the foreground. But if it's all sped up, then why is that the case?
The process of trying to think using a few observations and some abstract thinking, how you can come.
It's that abstract thinking again. Why do we need to think abstractly? Why can we not just use our eyes to see what's in front of us? Why is this the abstractness needed here in this case? Why do I need to think abstractly about the toothbrush guy and the floaty plastic bag in the background? Why? What?
Confirm for yourself that whatever you might think about this meme or something, or any of these memes, whatever you might think about any of these things that you get off the internet where you see a glitch in the Matrix and you think, aha, green screen here. That video of space and zero-G gravity doesn't look exactly like I expect it to look in my mind. Therefore, space and the entire technology of space flight is fake. And
well, this is the point, Stephen. Right? If the technology and space flight are real, Why do they need to do that things? Why do they need to fake so much shit on the ISS? I mean, there's not just one video. There's countless videos of things disappearing. I mean, same with SpaceX. There's countless inconsistencies with like the videos that are shown on the space station, right? All these glitches, or the augmented reality shit that they, beam in kind of thing. You've seen the one with the teddy bear where the guy goes up and he grabs the teddy out and it just appears out of nowhere, you know, stuff like that. Oh, well, Stephen will say, oh, well, that's just for the kids, that's just for the kids. It's like, then just send up a fucking teddy bear. Like, oh, but the payload capacity needs to be exact. You can't, we can't send them a 1 gram more. It's finite, and yet, the guys on the ISS, they get delivered a gorilla suit one year, and they start running around in the gorilla suit on the ISS. Okay, make your mind up, right? Like, this is it. It's a joke. Like, all these glitches, spacewalks. There's so much overwhelming evidence, but Steve will be like, no. We have space flight. We have the technology. We have more white achievement. It's real. The greatest achievement of mankind. Yeah. You want to tell me about the plastic bag in the background? I can't explain it. It's definitely real. I'm telling you it's real because, space flight and NASA, real.
Earth is fucking flat. Dude. You think that, look, that can't be true. I must be mistaken about it. If I can use some abstract thought.
If I can just use some fucking abstract thought, guys. Oh, I need some abstract thought. I'm gonna go Alex Jones here and go, oh, I need the abstract thought. Like, fucking hell. Why do I need abstract thought? I'm using my eyes to see what's in front of me. Why am I being lied to? Yeah, that's what my eyes say, wait, hold on a minute. This isn't what you're telling me happens, and this is happening. Like, why is that guy glitching out in the background of the ISS? You've seen that one. Oh, just use some abstract thought. Let's think abstractly about the guy disappearing in the background, or the plastic bag moving at half speed of the guy brushing his teeth. Oh, well, I can think. Well, that's probably they have to do that, right? They must do that. They must do that for a reason, like abstract thinking. Well, yes, I can think abstractly. Like, there must be a reason, right?
To confirm a few things. So one of them I've put them through is okay then. If you believe this, then what is the ISS up there? What is it?
It's something up there that doesn't. This is the what's it? False equivalence. Like, you're saying something is up there, therefore I must believe everything they show me is inside of that something that's up there, rather than saying, okay, something is up there. We don't know what it is. We don't know what it is. They're telling us it's that, but that doesn't equate to what we're being shown then, of all the glitchy, camera, half-speed bags flying in space, or rockets, disappearing, people disappearing, stuff like that, right? Mice on jet fuel rocket, the mice running across the back of the rocket kind of thing, flies on Mars, rovers, shit like that, right? We've all seen that kind of stuff. The guy in the scuba gear out in space, the bendy doors, right, stuff like that. Like, what you're seeing in the sky doesn't equate to what we're being told is actually in the sky. We see something up there, but that doesn't mean it is what it is, right? That's the false equivalence. You're saying that I'm seeing all this stuff inside, therefore the space is real. That's what you're saying. There's all this stuff, therefore it's real. That's why it's real, right? even though there's all these problems with it?
Because you can go outside and you can check for yourself with your own eyes that it flies around. You can look online for when it's coming over you, flying overhead, and you'll go outside.
Right, okay.
You have to step outside your basement.
Oh, yeah, okay. Outside the basement.
Look up into the sky at the right time, and you'll
Mhm.
see it coming over in the sky, flying
Ah.
at 17,500 miles per hour.
Right,
5 times faster than any plane can fly.
right.
And so without invoking like the fallacy of appealing to magic,
No one's appealing to magic. No one is disagreeing with you that there isn't something up there. We're just saying, well, we don't know what it is. We're skeptical about it because of all the fakery and all the fucking things that are going, that they're saying is going on up there. That is the problem. We're not saying there maybe not something up there, right? But because in your worldview you can't understand how something can stay up there, right? Whether it be, by a balloon, all these solar panel drones now. Like, how do you know they haven't come up with some technology to keep it afloat, going around the circle of the Earth, right? We don't know that, but you're equating that to appealing to magic. No, that's just, we're not privy to the technology used, right? Like, what was science fiction 20 years ago is now science fact. Remember back then when we first heard about the weapons that can turn people's water supply, like, vaporize it. 20 years ago, we were like, oh, that's bullshit. That would have been an appeal to magic. We didn't know about it, but they had it back then, right? It was unknown technology, or hush hush in certain online forums, right? Talking about, the weird shit with the water supply being evaporated, right? Shit like that. It could just be some technology we don't know about. That's all. It's not an appeal to magic, right? We're not saying it's something we cannot understand or fathom. It's just something we haven't found yet, right? Or hasn't been disclosed yet. They say that the technology of the military is 20 years ahead of commercial use, right? At least 20 years ahead of commercial use. So there is that, right? So it's not really an appeal to magic. That's kind of a non sequitur.
appealing to a technology that doesn't exist.
But it does. We're saying it does exist. That's the thing. We're not saying it doesn't exist. It clearly does exist because we can see it, right? We've seen evidence of it. That's the thing. We've seen an evidence of a technology that can do something like this.
Explain what you're seeing, then.
An object in the sky.
Moreover,
That doesn't mean
there
it's
are
space.
internet nerds on the internet
Okay, here we go.
who now delight in basically using their telescopes, since technology has improved in software.
Right, okay. He's going to bring up some image of supposedly the ISS, I think it is, on his monitor, right? Okay, this little thing here, that's the ISS, supposedly, and he's going to talk about it now. So I'll let him do that.
And telescopes and stuff, where now it's like a hobby to go outside and zoom in on the space station as it's flying overhead, literally zoom in on the thing and determine that it actually exists and looks exactly like the fucking space station. And people are doing this all around the world now. It's basically taken off over the last 6-7 years. And people do it every day. And moreover, they can even get such fine detail, live video on it as it's coming over now, that you can see the Dragon SpaceX capsule that takes off with the astronauts on board docked to the fucking side of it. It's that detailed.
Okay, if it's that detailed, Stephen, Why aren't you showing me that one rather than this blurry fucking image? Right? If you've got the detailed like SpaceX rocket from an amateur telescope, right? Why aren't you showing me that one? Why are you showing me this monstrosity right here? It's fucking wobbling all over the place, right? It looks like, dare I say it, a star, you know, with its cymatic rhythms, right? Yeah. If you ever look through a telescope at a star, it has that kind of like cymatic kind of like looking at it through water. Yeah, but I don't see the detail here. All I see is white blobs with what looks like brown blobs. Are I guess you're going to say they're the solar panels, right? Okay. I mean, that's not very good detail. And if that is the ISS, right? Think about it, right? How fat? And it's going. What did he say earlier? 17,000 miles per hour. How are you able to keep that thing in like view for that long? How are you able to actually like track it with your telescope for that long? This video here has been going on what? It's about over 30 seconds now, and it will go on for another a minute, an entire minute. So 17,000 miles an hour. Okay, so that would be what? So half an hour. That's 8,500 miles an hour. And divide that again by 2. That's over 15 minutes. Would be 4,000 miles per hour. Yep, 4,250. And we do it right. So that's 15. And we divide it by 3. Can we do that? Yeah. So that's 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 1,300 miles per hour. Okay. So that's 5 minutes, and we divide that by 5, which is 200 and 220 miles an hour. Right. Okay, so in that minute that this is being filmed, that craft there is going at 220 miles per hour. Right? Does that look like it's going at 220 miles per hour? Right? Just think about that, right? Think about how fast that is going across in the sky, right? In that 1 minute. How have you been able to capture it that long? Doesn't and he's saying it's going 5 times faster than any plane can go, right? Well, actually, no. Planes go a lot faster than that, 500 miles per hour, right? Okay. Oh, but the distance, right? You know, we have to calculate in the but it doesn't matter. You've got your azimuthal field of vision, right? So you know you can only see so much, right, before it goes either over the curve or out of view, depending what belief system you believe in, what model of the earth you believe in. So 220 miles an hour, that's pretty slow, to be honest. That's not faster than the plane, right? Well, actually, no, it is. You're right. Actually, it is faster. Sorry. In that 1 minute, yeah. So it's going. So it is. You're right. So it is going 5 times faster than the plane. He's right, actually. Probably actually more than that. But then again, how can you hold that for a minute? I'd like to see the original source on the video, to be honest. But yeah, how can he hold that for a whole minute? It would have gone out of range or a view, over his horizon that fast in a minute, right? Yeah, that would have just zipped by, but somehow he's managed to capture it for that long. It just looks like it's standing there, right? But then either way, right? There's some, excuse for this, right?
And these amateur white nerds on the internet.
Yep. Right. White nerds have to be white, I suppose.
And so you give them this information.
Yep.
Spend an entire week and saying, look, apply this reasoning now. Apply this reasoning. Dude, to the fact that you found a glitch in the matrix and say, so, aha, with this abstract thinking, therefore, I simply must be wrong about I must therefore be mistaken
No.
about this, say, for instance. Maybe.
Right. So you're pointing to something different. You're saying, oh, look, now we've got this satellite or this station. Therefore, you must be wrong because of this glitch, right? This glitch must be wrong, right? No, that's a false sequitur.
What I expect space to look like under zero
False
G
equivalence.
on the
Yeah.
International Space Station. Maybe it doesn't act like my assumptions mean it would, because I've just confirmed to myself that there is a thing in the sky I can check with my own eyes. And
Okay, we're not disagreeing with that. Yeah, you can check with your own eyes on things. You should check with your own eyes.
if we zoom in on it and it is what they say it is, it's there.
No and yes. I mean, it looks something like they say it is, but you claim that these high resolution images. Can you show us those? But okay, there is something there, and it does. But that doesn't mean that space is real, right? That doesn't prove your whole worldview, like your whole model, just by having something up there for that you can see, right? For like a minute at a time, supposedly.
So, it must be in orbit. This can't be real. And so,
Why do you believe that you can't have things in an orbit or in the sky on a flat plane? Can you answer that, Stephen? Like, why is that impossible?
let's check my prior assumptions here. Maybe I'm falling for fakery because there's an industry aimed at me, the idiot on the internet, designed to get clicks to say, look, space is fake. The International Space Station is filmed in a Hollywood basement. And all this. Maybe that's the case. Maybe my memes are the fakes.
Yeah, maybe they are. Maybe the ISS is fake. Have you ever considered that?
But you can't ever get these people to do it because you'll spend a week giving them like the tools to be able to do it, and they'll come back and they'll say, but you know what? I did have breakfast this morning. And you're like, boy.
Again, he's not really saying anything or rebutting any points we've made over the last week. It's just him basically pedestaling. He's getting on his pedestal, saying how morally virtuous and courageous he is for attempting to save people, and now saying we've tried to help them but they just won't listen, and everybody they should feel shame for not understanding what I know. Great Stephen J. James, I understand everything.
Oh boy. And so you'll say, it doesn't even matter that in today's age, dude, in today's age, there are...
In the current year, basically. The current year.
Literally 4K cameras strapped to the side of SpaceX rockets all over the...
Oh, look at all those cameras strapped to the SpaceX rockets.
Fucking rocket. And they go up every single week. SpaceX launches. And if you're in Florida, what you can do...
Problem is, Stephen, we want the one camera angle they won't ever give us. Right? They won't ever give us the camera angle of looking directly out into space as the rocket leaves the Earth's atmosphere. Why? Why can't they just show us the rocket go out into the atmosphere, out into the star field? The sea of stars. Just let us see the stars, Stephen.
Is go outside again. Go outside your basement. Look up, and you can have your live stream in one hand, looking at it, and you keep one eye on the rocket, one eye on the live stream, and compare that the two are actually what you're seeing in real life, and that it can't be fucking fake, as it's happening. This happens every week in Florida. And you confirm, using some abstract thinking, therefore, that based upon my observations and some...
Oh, right, okay. So this is interesting. Right, okay. Now, did anyone notice anything with that footage? Right, the SpaceX rocket. I found this very interesting to use this. Right, okay. So we, as observers in this video, we can clearly see here, this is the Florida Peninsula. Right here, right? This here is the Florida Peninsula. Yep. Now, if we were to go back, oh, there we are. There is the supposed curvature of the Earth, right? Keep going back, right? Keep going back, keep going back, keep going. There we go. Right.
Wrapped to the side of
Go up
SpaceX
again.
rockets,
Let's go
all
up
over
again.
the fucking rocket.
Right.
And they go up every single week, SpaceX launches. And if you're in Florida, what you can do is go outside again. Go outside your
let's
basement.
Go. Let's go.
Look
Keep going up.
and you can have your
up.
live streaming one.
There we go. Oh, oh dear. Oh my. Okay. Okay. We have a Houston. We have a problem. Let's go to map of the world on a globe. Images. Right. Let's find one with Florida. Okay. Will that do? No. Ah. There we go. That'll do. Right. Let's turn this off, shall we? Ladies and gentlemen, 1 second. Stop sharing. I'll now share screen again. And entire screen. Let's just show entire screen. And that one share. Right. Okay. So here we have a map of the Florida. Here we are on Google Images. I know this is the Florida Peninsula. Did anybody notice how big Florida still was when the rocket was out in space and you could see the curvature of the Earth? That's right. Unless the Florida Keys, this bit here, is in fact making up a quarter of the Earth's surface, I think we got a problem with our ball because, well, as you can see, oopsie daisy. But anyway, let's stop screen there. Let's go back to Mr. James. Okie present, share screen. Let's go. Share. Okay. Right.
One hand looking at it, and you keep
See?
one eye on the rocket,
See how
one
big
eye
it
on
is?
the live stream, and compare that the two.
How big the Florida Keys
you're
must
seeing
be,
in
right?
real life.
It's tiny. It's
And
tiny little
be
peninsula.
Fucking fake, as it's happening. This happens every week in Florida. And you confirm, using some abstract thinking, therefore, that based upon my observations and some abstract thinking,
Oh
my
dear.
prior assumptions might not be correct.
Oh my.
But
Here it
in
comes
order
to
to
Lance.
stick with this belief, this like religious belief here.
Right, he's trying to say, oh, it's a religious belief. No, it's not actually. It's a belief based on scientific evidence. In fact, I would contest that people who actually like look into the flat Earth are people actually doing science and are not doing pseudoscience. And we'll get onto that in a bit. But for now, like, I don't think this is a religious belief at all. You know, there are religious components to it, right? You know, there are many, as I've said earlier in the show. There are many religious texts that speak of the flat, motionless disk, or the firmament in many religious texts. So there we go. But this is why he's trying to call it a religious belief, not based on any evidence. He wants to say that, all religions, they didn't know anything. They were just sand people and, people chasing pigs in the wood, right? They didn't know anything, right? This idea that, the greatest human achievement is the current now, right? So in like 50 years time, like, people then are going to be considered the greatest in his mind. They'll be the greater people than we are today because, they're more technologically advanced, maybe. They're farther in the future. That's all it is to them. Further in the future, more smart, right? That doesn't necessarily the case. There could be dark ages. There could be all kinds of cataclysm that knock humans back, technologically, spiritually, whatever, even in society. Yeah, he doesn't count, but it's current year, right? Thinking this is so.
You have to dismiss all this other stuff and believe that it's all fake. Okay, it's all fake. It's all done. It's all green screen. None of it's happening. But then again, that requires you to defy your own observations with your own eyes that you could achieve.
Right. Okay. So he's saying, look at the nice pictures on the screen. Like, therefore, it's real, right? Then you should believe it. Believe your own eyes. He's trying to say that, look at this stuff. Just but the glitches and the things, yeah, just ignore them. Just ignore those. But believe what you see. Believe everything you see. When it glitches out, that's fine. Just ignore that part. It's real though. Yeah.
Achieve for yourself if you just stepped outside and put any effort into it. And the people who hold the most extreme, divergent view of reality seem unwilling to step outside into reality and do any of these simple observations for themselves and apply some abstract thinking.
Fuck me, abstract thinking.
Because
what have I got to what am I applying abstract thinking? What am I applying? What is abstract about this? On one thing you're saying you should look with your eyes, but next minute you're saying, well, you need to also abstract. Which is it? Because they're not the same thing. Abstract thinking is thinking without any kind of observational criteria. Abstract thinking is thinking about something, in your head, not looking at something, right? Having a thought experiment in your head. Oh, I guess that, in your head, oh, well, if you put in these numbers and then you put in these numbers, in my head, abstractly thinking about it, yeah, that makes sense, right? But then you're also saying, oh, you should look at the evidence. Well, I am looking at the evidence. I'm looking at the Earth. I'm seeing no curvature. I see, when you tell me boats go over the horizon, I can then use an optical zoom to bring them back into focus after supposedly they have gone past the horizon, right? The physical curvature of the Earth, which there should be on the globe model, right? So there you go. If you can do that, then where's the curve? Oh, refraction everywhere. Oh, what was the rate of refraction so we can test that? Well, I don't know. That's this week with Stephen. He didn't mention any of this, though, did he? He didn't mention, being asked all these questions about, the atmospheric gradient, next to a vacuum in space. Nature abhors a vacuum, right? As they say. If one species dies off and, in an area, other species move in. Things move in, same with air. If there's a vacuum next to a container of air and you, unleash the stop between both containers, yeah, it'll fill that space violently. Almost instantaneously. So, but my air gradient next to a vacuum. That don't make that, yeah. with gravity. Yeah, I was watching something earlier actually. You know how strong gravity is? It's like what was it? 100 times less powerful than electromagnetism. Like, it is absolutely the weakest force, right? I mean, there are these now like drone things that they have with like no moving parts from, I think it was one of these American universities, like just based on electrostatics. All they did was up and down the electrostatic field, like of the machine. Like, they lowered the frequency or upped it, right? And it just lifts off. It goes up. Like, there's no moving parts, no rotor blades, anything like that. Just electrostatics. But gravity is 100 less times powerful than that. It's like, and yeah, you expect to say that it's holding all of the mass of the Earth together. Okay, okay, we're not going to question that. Like,
They did have breakfast this morning.
See, this is what it's been like all week talking to Stephen. Like, this is his response to everything. I've had my breakfast. My meatballs. Like, trying to get him to like converse. Like, it's just been.
Explain. Explain the glitch then on the video.
Yeah, explain it, Stephen. Go on, explain it.
Science TM, dude.
I mean, if you wanted to like debunk what people have been saying, then just explain the glitch. It's not hard. It's not what I do, right? If you want me to explain something, then yeah, just do it. Show don't tell, right? Not just you feel stupid because you should feel stupid for asking that. You've seen something you don't understand. Shut the fuck up and just believe in the space rockets.
Go ahead.
Most space rockets go burr.
Go ahead, ball earther. Explain. Explain it. No, dude. I don't have to explain your glitch in the Matrix.
Yes, you do. If you want me to believe that the ISS is actually up there and a real thing, and they're really up there doing crazy experiments, and like running around in a gorilla suit, you have to really, really make me believe that, like, otherwise I'm just seeing all this stuff and I'm thinking, well, I could be in the basement somewhere, in a water pool, could be that dude, So you should explain it to like prove to me that, if that's what you want to do, if you want to prove to me that this is actually real, you should try and debunk the glitch, right?
Because I can think outside the box.
Oh, we got a badass over here. We can think outside the box. Then why can't you think, about the flat Earth, like, with some actual fucking like gumption, and not this kind of girly fucking. Yeah. You should be stupid. You should feel dumb. You should feel shame. Then just fucking engage with it, like you say you're doing, but you're not. You're just fucking, you should feel shame. I'm a fucking schoolgirl. Yeah. Like, please, just fucking stop being a little pussy. Like, come on, like, engage with it.
Apply abstract reasoning to what?
Oh my god! How many times have you said abstract fucking reasoning? Oh my god! I'm doing this drinking game, the Stephen J. James drinking game, man.
Well,
here we go.
And confirm. I don't need to.
Blurry image again. High definition, guys. This is it. This is the highest definition.
Maybe
We've got
your
4K cameras, right?
Is the fake.
What?
Have you ever considered that? Have you ever considered that you're the one that's being fooled?
No, I have. Yeah, I have actually considered that. That people do put out fakes, and they do. Yeah, there has been fakery. Like people have put out fakes to trip people up. I'm not saying that there isn't, but again, like I can, as a scientist, go out there and test and prove to myself what these experiments people are doing with lasers, with like lights on over water, over surfaces, flat surfaces. I can go out and test these things. I can test these things, and I can see with my own eyes what they're coming to their conclusions. I don't need to rely 100% on fucking fake videos that are out there. Yeah, there are definitely. But then you also have to consider if there is fakery out there, could NASA be faking it? No, that's too far. That's too far for you. You need to believe in authority. If you don't believe in authority, then because that's what it is. You're just appealing to authority now by saying, well, it could be faked. I'm agreeing with you. Some of it could. Doesn't mean all is. But then we weed out what's fake and what's not, right? That's it. You just think everybody who believes this or who's looked into this just believes every fake thing that is thrown out there. Like that's like ghost videos and shit. Most of the time they're fake and shit, right? You don't hear me harping on about all the ghost videos are real. No, they're fake. Most of them are, right?
Your memes are the fakes, dude. And so, because I see White here is in the chat, a fellow moon denier. Look, I don't wish to convince you that the moon is fake, or convince you in this video, this rant here, that the Earth is not flat or that space is real. That wasn't the reason I'm doing this. Is just to report my findings about the abstract thinking part of it. No, sorry, wrong meme. This one. They're all white N words, basically. But man didn't walk on the moon, says Thomas White. Thomas White, fellow prominent white nationalist Thomas White, denying white man's greatest technological achievement on the earth.
Oh, right. White man's technical achievement. You sure about that, Stephen? Are you sure about that?
You'll only believe it, Tom.
See, Stephen, here's the thing, right? I'm gonna show you this. The reason why we have space as it is because of a certain character in history called, if I go and share my screen again, entire screen, we will share. Don't need sound for this. There we go. Michelson-Morley experiment. Anyone heard of the Michelson-Morley experiment? Okay. This is the very important experiment. It was the last experiment before Albert Einstein came up with his theory of relativity. Why is it important? Well, shall we have a read, shall we? The Michelson-Morley experiment was an attempt to measure the relative motion of the Earth and the luminiferous ether. A supposed medium. Oh, where we go? That's not Cleveland. A supposed medium penetrating space that was thought to be the center, the carrier, of light waves. Right. The experiment was performed between April and July 1887 by American physicist Albert A. Michelson and Edward W. Morley at what is now Case Western Reserve University in Cleveland, Ohio, and published in the November of the same year. The experiment compared the speed of light in perpendicular directions in an attempt to detect relative motion of matter through the luminiferous ether. Ether wind. The result was a negative. In the Michelson-Morley found no significant difference between the speed of light in the direction of movement through the presumed ether and the speed at right angles. This result is generally considered to be the first strong evidence against some ether theories. And so what are ether theories? In physics, ether theories propose the existence of a medium, a space-filling substance or field, as a transmission medium for the propagation of electromagnetic or gravitational forces. Since the development of special relativity, theories using a substance ether fell out of use. We'll get to this, as well as initiating in a line of research that eventually led to special relativity, though it says, which rules out motion against an ether. Of this experiment, Albert Einstein wrote, "If the Michelson-Morley experiment had not brought us into serious embarrassment, no one would have regarded the relativity theory as a halfway redemption." Look at that. The Michelson-Morley experiment was a failure. They could not detect motion through an ether. Oops, what does that mean? Well, if you can't detect the motion as they believed back then, the Earth was a spinning sphere, right? Going through the ether, right? They believed that the Earth was rolling around the sun at this point, right? And they believed it was still going through the ether. Problem is they couldn't detect that. They couldn't detect the motion of the Earth through the ether. It made no difference. The light waves continuously went at the same speed. Why is that a problem, you ask? Well, think about it. Let's do some abstract thinking. What could that entail if it was a failure? Does that mean the Earth wasn't moving? If you can't detect any motion through an ether, does that mean the Earth is not moving? Oh, we can't have that. We can't let the geocentrists win, right? Can't let the flat earthers win, right? Oh no, what are we going to do? Well, Michelson-Morley's type experiments have been repeated many times, steadily increasing sensitivity. These include from Right, okay, so they've been retested over the years and confirmed, and the experiments confirm the absence of any ether in the wind at that. But hold on. It confirmed the absence of any ether, but they're saying they failed to find any ether. Or any they said they found any difference in the light waves. That isn't the same as they found any ether wind. That's not the same thing. Oh dear. Well, why is that? Well, okay, so where is it? See, okay, so here we go. Detecting the ether, right? Physics theories of the 19th century assumed that just as the surface of water, waves must have supporting substance, i.e., a medium to move across in the case of water. The audible sound required a medium to transmit wave motions such as air or water, so light must also require a medium, the luminiferous ether, to transmit its wave motions because light can travel through a vacuum. Assumed. It was assumed that even a vacuum must be filled with ether. Because the speed of light is so great and because the material bodies pass through the ether without obvious friction or drag, it was assumed again, to have highly unusual combination of properties. Designing experiments to investigate these properties was high priority of the 19th century physics. Now, why was that? Why? Because, my dear friends, ladies and gentlemen, there was not just the geocentrists, but there were what we consider the flat earth. We could consider people, like Samuel Rowbotham and the Bedford Level experiment, nipping at the heels. Like, remember, Galileo had said, Galileo and Copernicus had been like, oh, the earth is spinning around the sun. Newton discovered gravity like some 300 years before, right? 200, 300 years before this, right? And up until that point, there had been zero evidence. Zero, none, nada of a spinning earth, right? And lo and behold, everyone believed in an ether. But the problem is, no one could detect it. No one could detect the motion, right? Is that because there was no motion of the earth? Or was that because there was no ether? Well, later on they came along and retconned. Well, that must mean there's no ether. Relativity for you, ladies and gentlemen. Albert Einstein, Mr. White Achievement over here. Oh, wait, no, he's Jewish. Right? the whole reason for, you know, how we think of space today, all that Stephen J. James bases his intellectual, you know, white achievement on, it's based on some Jewish guy saying, nah, dog, there ain't no ether. There ain't no ether now, son. Let's, you know, we can have spinny bodies in space and not have the 3-body problem with Newtonian physics. We can have gradients of atmosphere next to a vacuum because it's all relative. It's just relative, man. You know, it's why you can spin through thousands of hundreds of miles an hour through space at Mach speeds and that would shatter like planets to dust, right? Because it's all relative. That's what you need to understand. They failed to detect the ether, and therefore it led to white achievement based upon Albert Einstein, rockets into space, you know, spinny orbital mechanics because of Einstein, time travel, quantum theory, all because of Einstein, all because they wanted to get rid of the ether and hide the fact from you that the Earth or the ether is not moving. And there we have your rebuttal, Mr. James, to white achievement. It is not, and this is what I want to say as well, right? Just because we criticize space does not mean we criticize all achievements, right? Done by any, you know, group of people, like white people, whoever. It doesn't matter, right? Just because we criticize this one part, you think that we think all achievement is bad, all of it's been faked, hoaxed, or whatever. But because you say it's the greatest one, based upon a lie, in my opinion. If you look into Albert Einstein, it's a fraud, right? Again, another inconsistency Mr. James will not look at, right? But there we are. There we go. I'll stop sharing that screen. So, here I say, right, before I don't think there's much left in this video. I will say, if Stephen, if you do want to debate on this, just fucking ask for a debate, man. Do it on my channel, do it wherever you want. I don't care. Right? We can hash this out. Just don't fucking do videos where you're fucking doing this shit. It's fucking gay. Like, dude, it's below you. It's beneath you. It makes you look like a knobhead. Like, just debate people, right? You know, come with your answers. You know, let's hash this out. That's all. You know, I don't need to say any more, right? You know. But anyway, guys, right. So I'm gonna take. If there's any questions, I'll gladly take that. Anyone got anything they want to add, or? Oh, did we disconnect and then come back? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Right. Okay, guys. Right. Thank you for listening. I will see you later. Peace. So yeah, Stephen, call me, bro. Call me. Diversity built NASA. Yeah, you're probably right. Yeah. Yeah. You know, they want to tell us like, you know, that's right. Interdimensional Lizard about the. Yeah, exactly. And Catman, you're right. NASA's not exactly more white achievement either, is it? You know, but don't tell James that. All right, man. All right, guys. I'll catch you in a bit.